Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another experiment. Today we are looking at Cape Verde, and if they had all the players they could have had. So there's a few names in here which is very interesting. I'll be very interested to see how they can, if they can implement all these players into the team, or if they're kind of limited to how they can do so. So they do sit 77th in the world rankings to start off with, but I'll run you through the players we've got. You've probably seen a few there. First off, we've got Ricardo Pereira, the fullback for Leicester. Can play a little further forward, so that might be something they look to implement at the Cape Verde level, but a very good player for Leicester. Then we've got the likes of Gelsen Sumaido, another fullback, this time for Wolves though, a Portuguese fullback, but you know, he's now moved to Cape Verde Islands as it's got some of his heritage in there. But yeah, another right back for them. We then have Gelsen Martins, who is again a right midfielder, right winger at AS Monaco, the 25-year-old. Then we've got Renato Sanchez, who's a big name, has performed very well for Lille this season. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. And then Nuno Mendes, who's the left back, who currently plays for Sporting, 18 years old, so he'll be around for a while. Be good to see him kind of develop with that national team. And then a little surprise back is Nani, 33 years old at Orlando City. It'll be interesting to see if he actually plays, but he's good fun to watch, certainly with 20 flair. A player that I would be interested to see what they do with. But as I said, they have got the world ranking of 77th at the start of the game. So let's see how they can do with these players added. Okay, so there is improvement. They're 72nd now, 5 spots above it, having gone a year or two ahead. So they are improving. Not massively, but improvement. They're just above UAE and El Salvador and below China and North Macedonia. So they're not big names around them, that's for sure. But they're still improvement, which is good to see. Let's take a look at the competitions they've been in. So they've obviously made through qualifications. Didn't quite make it to the World Cup, I don't think. Or maybe they through to the knockouts anyway. World Cup second round, Group 3. Interesting. Anyway, we can see here African Cup of Nations groups. Unfortunately, they didn't make it through, losing 3-0, 4-1 and 3-1 to Congo, Ivory Coast and Nigeria. It's a pretty tough group, to be fair. But yeah, unfortunately, they didn't quite make it. Let's take a look at the tactics and how they're implementing them. Okay, I think this is where they're going wrong, I'll be honest. 4-1-2-1-2. I like the formation, but with the players they've got, they need to be using wingers, surely. They've got Gelsen Martins, who's a very good winger. You've got Ricardo Pereira and Gelsen Sumaido, who can play fullback. So surely you push Pereira forward more, give him a bit more of a role going forward. Maybe they just like the likes of Montero in the midfield. He's not bad, but I'd still want to make a bit more use out of those other players that you've got. And then Pablo Fernandes as well. They're nothing incredible, but it's down to them. We can't change their minds for that sort of thing. But we can see they did actually reach 61st in the world rankings at one point, but dropped right off as well. But let's jump a bigger jump this time. Take a look at where they can end up with the rankings and the players and how they got on. So we're back 57th. So it's a good jump. It's a good jump from the starting point. It's 20 rankings higher. Who do they sit around? That will give us a good idea. Greece, Republic of Ireland are below them. Syria, Paraguay and Canada just above. So not bad. Not bad company they are in, that's for sure. Schedule-wise, let's take a look at the teams that they will have played. So we can see here, we saw them unfortunately get knocked out of the African Cup of Nations quite comfortably. Again, wasn't a great time in the African Cup of Nations. They did end up getting a point this time against Ivory Coast, which is nice, which is I'm sure is very good for them. I can't imagine they're going to get to a World Cup anytime soon if they're struggling to get out of the group of the African Cup of Nations. But they did manage it this time in 2025. Beating Zambia obviously gave them enough, along with the draw against Morocco, to put them through, but they did lose to South Africa, unfortunately. And that is probably the best they got. Yeah, they got through again. A 2-0 win against Benin did pop them through in the African Cup of Nations group competition in 2027, but lost on penalties to Tunisia. So they did. It's not bad, but still not quite what they'd maybe hoped. I still think they're not making the most out of the players they've got, having played a 4-1-2-1-2. Gelsen Martins can now play at right back, which is interesting, but still they've improved, which isn't surprising considering the players they've got. But let's take a look through the top players that there are. First off, we've got Nuno Mendes, the full back from now Bayern Munich. He's been around the block a little bit with his kind of competitions and leagues he's been in. As you can see, he's got Barcelona in that list, Stade Rennais, and then Bayern Munich, where he's at currently at 24 years old. A good little player. Then you've got Nelson Sumaido, who's still at Wolves, hasn't left. He's stuck around at 33 years old now. I didn't take a look at the 58 appearances for Nuno Mendes and 2 goals. Nelson Sumaido, he's got 56 appearances and 4 goals. And then we can go on to Ricardo Pereira, who's at Shakhtar Donetsk now. 35 appearances and 4 goals for him for the Cape Verde Islands. Then Renato Sanchez, a fantastic player. 59 appearances and 14 goals for him. A good central midfielder, very well-rounded, as you can see there. It's only his height maybe that lets him down a little bit. But Gelsen Martins as well, 48 appearances. I'd like to know where he sits in there. I'm guessing maybe right back or attacking midfield when he comes and plays for them. But some good flair and first touch is good signs for them, certainly. But 48 appearances, 10 goals, not a great turnaround considering some of the stuff we've seen. But there you have it. Cape Verde would improve. Would they be able to do amazingly? No, but for a small island country, it's not too bad. They managed to get to the knockouts of the African Cup of Nations, which I'm sure is very impressive. But that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you give me any ideas for any experiments you want to see in the future. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you next time.